And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. Yeah, I apologize. We did have some glitches. We are starting late. We're starting a little over an hour late, but better late than never, right? The show must go on, and that's what we're doing tonight. If you're joining me for the first time or the 152nd time, because this is the 152nd episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. This is a stream of consciousness show. I do have my show notes. They're right here. They are right here. I've got them. But I don't always follow them verbatim. Sometimes I don't follow them that much at all because the show isn't about me. The show is about the wine, somewhat, a little bit, just to get us going. It's the catalyst that gets the show rolling. But the show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night, kicking back, relaxing, having a great time with our favorite libation, no matter what it is. Look, you can drink wine, you can drink beer, water, tequila, rum, Coke, rum and Coke, whatever you want to drink. Fruit juice, lemonade, it's all good. It's all good. As long as we're right here drinking together. Now, tonight I do have a wine that I'm going to be opening up, a very interesting wine that I'm really excited to try. This is a Barolo wine, and I'm going to show it to you in just a moment or two. Before I do that, let me get to the chats here. Okay, there we go. All right, we are recording. Just want to make sure we're recording live on the stream. Okay. I want to get to the chats, check them out to see who's in the chat. And I know that Ed was in the chat. My good friend Ed was in the chat earlier, and I think he had to bail. We had a false start about an hour ago. He had to bail, I think. Ed, if you're still there, come on back. If you can still hang around to watch us tonight. I know it's kind of late, but if you still can, please hang around for a few minutes. We're going to have some fun. Okay, Twitch. Twitch is kind of quiet on Twitch right now. CM Cinder's on Twitch. CM Cinder says technical difficulties. Yes, we had a few, but I think we got them worked out. And let's see, Twitter is live. We're live on Twitter. And for the first time ever, we are live on Odyssey. Odyssey, which is a newer platform. We are live on Odyssey, or I think we're live on Odyssey. It looks like we are. Hopefully we're live on Odyssey. We'll see. I think so. Yes, we are. We are live on Odyssey. Okay, great. And Odyssey is joining us. And, of course, we are live on YouTube. Now, you can watch us live. Our Facebook page is Drink with Rick. Twitter is @DrinkWithRick. Twitch is Drink with Rick 1, Drink with Rick and the number 1, all one word. And YouTube is Drink with Rick. And on Odyssey is also Drink with Rick. So you can find us in all of those venues. And we have live chats going everywhere. Also, you can watch live on the website at drinkwithrick.com. Now, we don't have a chat going there. But if you open up the post, if you click on the post that this live feed is on, you'll get a comment box. Put in your comments, and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away, but it'll be at some point because I don't see them live. I don't see the comments live on the site, but I will respond in kind, and I will read your comments on the show in a future episode of Drink with Rick. Okay, this is what we are... I almost forgot the podcast. The podcast goes out 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you can catch them wherever you can find a podcast, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Amazon Music, podcastindex.org, and by email. If you click on the little blue button on the website where it says subscribe, you can click on by email, a little blue button that says by email, put in your email address, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. And of course, you can follow us in all these venues. You can unsubscribe at any time, of course. I mean, I'm not going to spam you. It's just the email is just for the show, just for getting the podcast. You can unsubscribe at any time if you want, but please don't. Please don't. And if you can, buy me a coffee or 1 or 2 or 3 or 5. It helps support the show. It helps pay for whatever, the giveaways are that we usually do on the show. I know I'm starting off rough tonight. I am. If I seem a little discombobulated, it's because I am, because I had a tough time getting this show up tonight. I thought it was going to be so smooth. I did so much show prep. I forgot one little thing that I didn't think I need to check, and I'm not going to get all technical on you, but basically I updated the OBS streaming software during the week, and it shouldn't have changed any settings, but apparently it changed one little setting in the software that I did not check before I went live tonight, and it threw the whole stream off, and I had to shut everything down and fix all of that, and then try to go live. And it was more fixing than you'd think. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna get in the weeds about that, but yeah, that's what happened tonight. But we're here now. If you're here now, please join in. Join in and say hi in the chat. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're not drinking. Tell me what you like to be drinking, or tell me what you'd like to see me drinking. And if I can afford a bottle of it, I'll see if I can buy one and drink it too. Okay, let's see. What do we have going on the chats? Kind of quiet. I'm expecting everybody went to bed by now. Everybody went to bed. I don't know about Odyssey because this is a new venue, so I don't know if anybody's really going to even find us yet. And we did have a false start, and whoever was watching before probably gave up on us before that. Hopefully that's not the case. But I'm checking around. I'm checking on the chats individually to see what's going on. So if the chat's kind of quiet, let's go ahead and open a bottle of wine. Now this is what we're drinking tonight. This is a Corte Rossa. It's a Barolos. This is a 2017. This is a wine from Italy. And I'm going to read the back of this label. The back of the label, it says Corte Rossa Barolo 2017. Excellent with meat dishes and seasoned cheeses. Served at 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which I did not do because frankly, I didn't have time to chill it, and it would be unchilled by now anyway, due to the late hour start here. 100% Nebbiolo, bottled in Italy, imported by Plume Ridge in Claremont, California. PlumeRidge.com is the website, and there is 14% alcohol by volume, 14% ABV in the 750 milliliter bottle of wine. And that's what we're drinking tonight. Now let me show you what we have to pair it with. I hope it's still good. It's kind of cold right now. It's been out for an hour or so, a little over an hour, but I'm going to show you what we're going to pair it with tonight. My lovely wife Chi, as she always does, has prepared this nice little dish. We have some I believe this is ribeye steak here. And we have some pizza, leftover pizza from a local pizza shop, which is quite good actually, or was quite good. I don't know if it's pretty cold now. Then we have the cheddar. We have the Cracker Barrel. I believe this is a Cracker Barrel cheddar. I believe. Chi, if you're in the chat, you can let me know if it is. And we have some mozzarella balls, cheese balls, and we have the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda, one of my favorite cheeses, and one that we have never had a miss with, pairing with any of these wines on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. So that's what we've got going on. Let's go ahead and open the wine because it's getting late. It's getting late. But I'm going to go ahead and open this wine now. I'm going to get the foil cutter ready. And my chair's squeaking really bad now. That's one more thing I have to take care of. See, that's what happens when you take a couple of weeks off from the stream. Now, for those of you who've been watching the stream for any length of time, you know we stream every Saturday night, normally at 10 p.m. Eastern. And We were off the last couple of weeks. Our last stream was the end of February, and we were off because we traditionally take a 2-week break, a 2-week hiatus between seasons. That was the end of season 3. This is the first episode of season 4, and that's what we did. And coming back, I thought we were going to have a very smooth transition coming back, but apparently such was not to be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open this. We're going to decork the wine, uncork the wine. I like to say decork it because that's what I do. Okay, that's that's how I roll. And of course, we have I've got my aerator tonight. How about that? I have my aerator, and of course, to hold the grape nectar, I have my trusty Galway genuine Irish crystal glass from Ireland, given to me by my employers by twowayradios.com. Let's go ahead and pour a little bit of this wine into the glass. Wow, this is an interesting color for this wine. A very, very, wow, interesting. Okay, maybe it's the lights. I don't think so. We've opened enough bottles to know that that is not the case. By the way, with me here tonight is my good friend, Roadkill Bill. I'll bring him out later. If you've never met Roadkill Bill, well, you will tonight. Just a little bit. Oh, and Ed's in the chat, and Amy is in the chat also. Amy says, "Hi, Rick. Glad to see you back. Happy Saturday," and happy Saturday right back at you, Amy. It won't be Saturday for much longer, but I'm glad you're here. We have a lot of fun. You know, I didn't go through the itinerary here. And also, Ed, my good friend Ed, you're back. Ed says, "I gave up and I'm back." Well, Ed, I'm glad you came back. Boy, this has been a rough start to the season, huh? Hopefully the rest of it will go very well. I don't know if I got everything fixed perfectly, so if things seem a little off while we're going through the show, I'll try to fix it on the fly if I can. But I think some of the titles and things like that going on probably won't be accurate. I'll explain it more in detail another time if you want me to. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. It's too much. Anyway, the show notes. Oh, yes, I'm going to introduce the wine, open, pour, taste, and review it. We're going to pair it with some foods. We're going to toast a few national days, such as they are. Daylight savings time. We can talk about that a little bit if you want. And I have a video to show you. Amy, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to show you another short video by Tommy Antio and one of his colleagues over at App State University. This is a short video that they do as part of their show that they do out there. And I asked them, I said, "Can I show this one? I rather enjoyed it." And they said, "Yeah, sure, play it." So we're going to play it. And hopefully we won't wait too long to play it. It's short, but I think it's pretty funny. Okay, so we've got the wine in the glass. We're going to let it open up just for a few more moments. But while it's doing that, let's learn a little bit more about the wine. Now, this wine, it came from Trader Joe's. Okay, this is a wine that came from Trader Joe's. I saw it on the shelf. I'd never seen it before, and I thought, well, this looks like a pretty interesting wine to try. Now, it was sitting in the back for a few weeks, because I had purchased it just before our hiatus here. But I was looking forward to trying it because I like a good Barolo, and there are some good. You know what? There are some Barolos that are not too good, that are usually on the low end side. Usually a Barolo is fairly expensive, and you're going to find them at $30, $40 a bottle, $50 a bottle, sometimes more. Barolos can be very expensive. The ones that they sell on the low end, and when I say the low end, like $7, $8, $10, $20, are usually not that great. They're not the ones you really want to go for. But I can't afford a $40 Barolo. I just can't. I'm sorry. But I don't know of too many people who can. So these days. So, and with inflation going up, it's going to be more expensive as things go on. But anyway, I did find this one, and I thought, well, okay, I'll give it a try. We'll try it. It doesn't hurt to try it, right? Okay, I'm good for that. Now, I looked around, and the Vino gave it 3.6 stars were for the 2017, which is what this is, out of 198 ratings. And I thought that was rather interesting. I thought that was very, very interesting. The Reverse Wine Snob, I don't see any pricing here, but they seem to like it. They seem to think it's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. And so I 100% Nebbiolo, and Trader Joe's, they say Trader Joe's has it for $11.99. I don't think that's quite what I paid for it, but that's what they have on their website. And looking around, there's Delectable has it listed here, and it looks like it gets an 8.7 out of I guess 10 ratings, 42 ratings, and people seem to like this. And I think one or two people think that that you should probably call it Sangiovese instead of a Barolo, but I haven't really looked through. I'm just going through these briefly, but they seem to like it. They seem to like it. And Cellar Tracker gave it 88 out of 3 user reviews. I didn't look at any of these reviews, to be honest, but that scored 88, median score 88 points. So apparently this wine is supposed to be pretty decent. So we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll go to taste in just a moment. Let me check the chats one more time. And let's see, what else we've got going? Because we have 4 chats going here tonight. And although, if anybody's still hanging around watching, okay. So, okay, good. I think with Odyssey, I have to catch up with, okay. I'm still, this is the first time we've ever streamed there. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to expand to as many platforms that are available. Any platform that's available that I can stream on. I want to try them all out and try to, expand our horizons and get everyone into the fold, into the Drink with Rick community here, and into the chats. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this wine. And, I forgot to tell you what I paid for, didn't I? Okay, I've got the receipt right here. I paid for this bottle of Corte Rossa Barolo, DOCG, $12.99. $12.99 at Trader Joe's. And that's what I paid for it. And it was $1 more than what was advertised in a couple of other places, but hey, if it's good, well, might be worth it, especially for a Barolo. We'll see. Let me give it a whiff. Okay, some cherry, and it smells a little oaky. Let me give it a taste. Wow, there's a lot of tannin in this wine. Yeah, it's dry. It's very dry, but whoa, you kind of like whoo. It's very tannic. This wine, and that's not a bad thing. It can go very well with some meats like that and some cheeses, but I wasn't expecting it to be that tannic, to be honest. And it's it kind of tastes smooth on the tongue, but when you kind of open it up and then you swallow, you get the tannins. And as it goes down, this is a very long finish. It went down the throat, and it's a very, very long finish. It's quite acidic, I think. Let me see. So I'm getting a mix of cherry and raspberry in here. And it's pretty earthy. It's a pretty earthy wine. This it's pretty good, but I'll tell you, it's quite a bold wine. Not as bold as some of the other ones that we've had in the past that I didn't like. This one's kind of bold in a nice way. It's not too bold, but it's kind of bold in a nice way. I think this is one that you want to have with a heavy steak. Just my guess, but I think that would work with a heavy steak. Let's see what some of these other people are saying here about this wine. They're saying that it goes good with gamey meats. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this seems like a wine that would go good with a gamey meat. And yeah, it looks like some of the, yeah, yeah. It's saying that gamier meats, venison, and meats like that, some beef, some lamb, and some pasta. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this could be, a little bison. I think this would go good with a bison burger. This, yeah. With the tannins in here, I think this is probably a decent wine to go with bison. And I like a good bison burger, by the way. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, let's try pairing it with some food. And before we do that, let's go back to the chats. And, Ed, by the way, I was thinking about you the other day. I was. And we were up in Boone in the Blowing Rock area. And I came across a shop that had a lot of curio stuff, and they had a pen set caught my eye. Now, Ed collects pens, or he has. I don't know if you're still collecting pens, Ed, but he got me into collecting pens because I've got a lot of pens over there. Some of them I probably don't need to collect, but I saw a really nice pen set. It was kind of a pen and pencil set. It was all wood. It's all wood grain, but it was real wood. And I thought, wow, that's kind of neat. And it was a little pricey, and I thought, I bet Ed would like this. And I was thinking, maybe I should go back one of these days and pick one up. But I tell you, I like it. I don't know if it writes very well, but it was a nice looking pen set. And yeah. It just made me think of Ed. By the way, speaking of Ed, I've got something else here where is it? I meant to show you this, Ed, if you're still there. If I still have it. I don't know if I still have it. Do I still have it? No, I guess I don't. Oh, well. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's right here. For you, Ed. Edmundo, this is one that we opened a few months back, just before the holidays, I think. And I purchased it because at first I saw the bottle and I was thinking of the two Eds. And I thought, if the two Eds are going to be in the chat, I got to buy this bottle and open up. Now, unfortunately, neither of the Eds were there that week when I opened it. So I was a little disappointed that I kind of wanted to make a big deal out of opening a bottle that said Ed on it, but in honor of Ed, and then I could toast all the Eds, But anyway, timing's everything, right? Anyway, but I keep it up there. Keep the picture up there. I like it. Anyway, so let's get back to the chats. And kind of quiet everywhere else. Yeah, I think it's past everybody's bedtime now at this point, right? All right, let's go ahead and pair it with some foods, and then we'll have some other fun, because I've got a couple other things I want to show you. Let's see, where are we? Oh, the foods, right. Camera 3. Camera 3 is up, and we're going to taste. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to try it with this what's probably now very, very cold ribeye steak. I should get a microwave in here sometime so I can heat this up again. It's still really good steak, by the way. It's still a very good steak. I have a feeling this is going to go well with the steak. Because the smokiness of the steak, the earthiness of this wine, and the tannins in it. It's a little chewier when it's cold. Oh, that's interesting. It kind of gives because I think there's a little fat content in the steak, but not too much. The steak is kind of rich, but this combination, when it went down, it added a layer of creaminess to the steak. Now, I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, I think the tannins really work well with the steak, but strangely enough, there seemed to be a little bit of a creaminess to it, which surprised me. Creaminess for, I don't know. I just tasted it. That's okay. Let's go back camera 3. Oh, let me clear the palate for just a moment. Let's clear the palate. And everyone's palate's different. Let's go back to camera 3. Let's try it with the pizza. I know I'm kind of going a little quick here because we're, a little pressed for time tonight. Okay, pizza, cold pizza. And I am trying to cut down on the carbs. And I've been eating some gluten-free bread. We have a gluten-free pizza down there, a frozen one I haven't tried yet. This pizza is really good. Wow. This really magnifies the flavor of the bread in the pizza, the pizza crust. I could taste like the yeast in the pizza almost. That's what it did. It brought out kind of a yeast flavor in the pizza from this. Very interesting. Let's clear the palate one more time. The cheese, it brought out the cheese a little bit, but I do want to try it with the cheese. Let's go back to camera 3 one more time. Let's turn this around a little bit so I can reach it more easily. And we have this is the Cracker Barrel cheddar cheese. Cracker Barrel cheddar. We're going to try it with that. Which is a good cheese, by the way. And try it with this. It pairs pretty well with cheddar, although with the, that second swallow kind of, that was better. The cheese cuts the I think this is a fairly sharp cheese, but it cuts the tannins down a bit. So, interesting. Let me clear the palate one more time. Yeah, I know I have a habit of looking at the wrong camera all the time. That's just me. Let's go back to camera 3. Let's try it with the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. We've never had a miss on the Double Cream Gouda, I can tell you that. And at times, the Gouda has actually saved a wine or two that normally I wouldn't have liked. This is I don't know if you can tell, but this is a very, very interesting color. Color's a little tepid. Oh yeah, nice and creamy, but once again it does cut the tannins a bit. It's good. Good pairing. All right, let's clear the palate one more time. Let's try it now with some mozzarella. This little mozzarella ball thing. I think it's in some olive oil. Some kind of olive oil. And it has some Italian seasoning here. I love these things. These are great. These come from Trader Joe's as well. Oh, this is good. This is a spicy mozzarella. A spicy mozzarella. Very good. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. I think that was mostly the Italian seasoning on there, but wow, that really spiked. That really spiked with the wine. Whoa, that was with the tannins in the wine, and as bold as the wine is with the Italian seasoning on here, something with this just kind of spiked it a bit. Really made it. Wow. Okay. I think that's good enough for tasting. I think I like the wine so far. I think the wine works very well with food. I would say that this is probably a wine that you really want to have with some steaks and gamier meats, and I think it will work well with most of the cheeses out there, soft or hard cheeses, sharp cheeses. I think it'll work pretty well with those also. So, I'll give you my final review at the end of the show as we get down into the bottle. But before we do that, before we get to the end of the show, we've got the middle of the show. So I know this is rough tonight. I still have this late start on my mind, still bothering me. Okay, what do we have next? Oh yes, National Days. Before we get to the National Days, let's find out what everybody else is doing here. Let's find out what's going on Twitch. Kind of quiet on Twitch. And it's also quiet on Odyssey. I'm new to that platform. Actually not really. I've posted a few of the older Drink with Rick episodes on the platform. Not getting a lot of traction with that. This is the first time that I've actually live streamed, and actually surprisingly, I was expecting this to be rough, but surprisingly, it's been pretty smooth so far. I wasn't expecting that. This has been, when I first checked out the possibility of streaming on that platform, it looked like it was going to be kind of rough. It didn't look like it was, it was going to be a little difficult to do. And it was in a couple of ways, but after I worked out those little kinks, the first stream, now I have heard from other people that tried a couple of streams and they said, well, I had trouble here and had trouble with this and that, but it looks great. The picture looks great on Odyssey, and I'm really surprised at how smooth the first stream is going so far. Now, knock on wood, and this is wood. Well, this is laminated wood, so we'll see how that works. I'll have to say that I've had better luck with that than I've been having with Facebook. So, as far as the stream is concerned, the smoothness of the stream, Twitch, and I almost never have issues with Twitch. Twitch is, they've got it down there at Twitch. They have this down. I don't mean the stream's down. I mean, they have this process down. Very smooth. They know what they're doing there. That's their gig. I mean, that's what they do on Twitch, is they stream. It's catered to streamers, so they should. They should. All right, so let's go ahead and toast some national days. And we do have a few national days to toast. And it's almost, oh man, we better get through the today's national days because we only have 10 minutes left to toast them. So we better do some quick toasts. All right, March 19th, which is for another 10 minutes. March 19th is National Backyard Day. National Backyard Day. Do you have a backyard? Do you like to go out in the backyard? I tell you what, I went out in the backyard today. I went out in the front yard first. Then I went out to the backyard. It was such a beautiful day here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just a beautiful, almost a perfect day. And I stood out there for a little bit and I said, okay, now it's time to go get my nap. Okay, but it was great out there today. And National Backyard Day, I'll drink to that. Also, National Certified Nurses Day. For those who are certified nurses. Now, my wife is a registered nurse. She's an RN. It's a Certified Nurses Day. Nurses, they perform some very, very important work. And we need nurses. And we have a huge shortage of nurses of all types. We need more nurses out there. Nurses are great. I know, I'm married to one. Here's to National Certified Nurses Day. It's also National Chocolate Caramel Day. Quick, we have 8 minutes. If you got any chocolate caramels in the house, go get them now because it's National Chocolate Caramel Day. We have caramels in the house, but I don't think there's chocolate on them. Here's a National Chocolate Caramel Day. Something else I'm not supposed to eat. And it's National Let's Laugh Day. Yes, today, for another 7 minutes, is National Let's Laugh Day. So let's all laugh together. So National Let's Laugh Day. Yeah. National Let's Laugh Day. I'll drink to that. We need more laughter in this world, especially in these times. Today is also National Poultry Day. March 19th is also National Poultry Day. I don't have any chicken here, but I love poultry. Especially love it on my plate. I do. I do love poultry. I like Chick-fil-A, and I like chicken sandwiches. And I got stories, but we don't have time for that tonight. Okay, National Poultry Day. Here we go. I'll drink to that. It's also the first Saturday in March Madness. Oh, it's the first Saturday in March Madness. Oh, that's I forgot. Almost forgot. March Madness. It's March Madness this month. I'm not a fan of basketball. Okay. I used to keep up with the Orlando Magic when I lived in Orlando. So, yes, I was kind of a basketball fan, but I wasn't a fanatic. I was just kind of casual. I like basketball. And I played a little bit when I was a kid. But March Madness, though, that gets a little bit too much because, I wanted to watch a couple of TV shows this week, and I couldn't do it because they had scrubbed all those shows to do March Madness, and that kind of upset me a little bit. But then I realized, hey, wait a minute, I still have Netflix and Amazon Prime and YouTube and all these other places where I can watch shows. And, of course, reruns of Drink with Rick. Can't beat a rerun of Drink with Rick. So if you're not into basketball and you're not finding anything on March Madness at this time, on TV to watch besides basketball, there's always Drink with Rick. You can watch those anytime. Go to drinkwithrick.com. Where were we? Oh, National Corn Dog Day. I like corn dogs. It's also National Quilting Day. Third Saturday in March is National Quilting Day. There you go. My sister Gina made a wedding quilt for my lovely wife Chi and myself, and it is a keepsake. It is it is just a beautiful quilt, and we treasure that. We treasure that. It's very comfortable too, but we don't use it that much anymore because we don't want anything to happen to it. So we used to use it early on, and then we realized we were kind of worried about getting it messed up or stained or worn out or ruined. So we fold it up and we have it in a safe place. But it is one that we really cherish because my sister made it. For us, for our wedding. It was very cool. National Quilting Day. Here's National Quilting Day. And, there is one thing. Tomorrow, it's almost tomorrow, in 5 more minutes. Tomorrow is the first day of spring. Here's to the first day of spring. I'll drink to that. Let's all drink to that. First day of spring. Here's to the first day of spring. All right. Okay, I think that does it. I didn't run the thing for the national days tonight. I could, but I didn't. All right, I guess that does for the national days, doesn't it? I think so. Well, there is National Ravioli Day. That's in another 4 minutes. So March 20th is National Ravioli Day, so I'll drink to that. Love ravioli. Okay, I'll drink to that. And I guess that does it for the national days. Let's see what's going on Facebook and Twitch. Very quiet. You see, that's why I moved the show to 10 o'clock instead of 11. When we were the first year that we were doing this, I was moving around the time around a lot because I started off at 11, I think, for the West Coast, for people in the West Coast, and it was just too late for some other people on the East Coast. So then I moved it to 10. And so it was fine for some people on the East Coast, but when daylight savings time came along, it was too early for folks on the West Coast. So I moved it to 11 p.m. for a little while during daylight savings time during the first year because, so those on the West Coast could watch. And then after daylight savings time was over, then and we got back to regular time, I moved it back to 10 p.m. And it stayed on 10 p.m. since then because the feedback that I've had from you has pretty much compelled me to do that. You told me that you preferred 10 p.m. rather than 11 p.m. And I can see that tonight because look tonight. Tonight it's daylight savings time right now. Tonight, well, we were supposed to start at 10 and we started a little after 11. There you go. So we're going to try to keep it at 10 p.m. This was just kind of a fluke tonight. All right, so where were we? Oh, yeah. Checking the... Oh, and Tim's in the chat. Tim's in the chat, my good friend Tim. He says, hi, Rick, and right back at you. Hi, Tim. It's great to see you, by the way. I'm glad you're here, Tim. And how are your wife? How are the girls? How are they all doing? And Tim, of course, he's an old friend of mine. He has, from WOFL, Channel 35, our days there, and his daughters, we've got an Instagram influencer and we've got some very enterprising family here, Tim. You've got a very enterprising family, and I'm trying not to get too because here's one of the things I did cut out. If those of you who know what was up at the very end of the past season, I did get some feedback about cutting down on a lot of the birthdays and a lot of the intros and things like that. And I don't like to do that because everybody here, I want to acknowledge everybody here, and I want to send up everyone and that sort of thing. And the birthdays were part of it, but I do realize that was taking up a lot of time, and so a lot of people didn't know who we were toasting on the birthdays and things like that. So that's cool. It's cool. We'll still do that every once in a while. Anyway, but for Tim, one of his daughters has launched Canyon Couture, which they renovated a school bus and they turned it into a retail store, kind of a mobile. You say mobile or mobile? Retail store, and they go around and she's selling clothes out of that store, and it's very cool. And if you get a chance to check it out, go check out the Canyon Couture, right? Anyway, Tim, I think your daughters are both doing really, really well, and I hope you are too. And here's to Tim. I know I got off on the tangents again. That's what I do. It's been a rough night. But I'm glad you're here, Tim. Oh, stick around because my son has a short video. We're going to show it here in a few minutes. A short video that they've allowed me to show tonight from App State University. It's a little comedy piece. I'll explain it. I'll do the setup here in a few minutes. But before we get there, you know what? I think that, you know what the show needs? I know what the show needs. Because we need more cowbell. We need more cowbell. You know? We need a lot more cowbell. Yep, more cowbell. I think so. Anyway, yes, more cowbell. The more cowbell, the better. I don't have a shark to jump. That's... All right, more wine. More wine. We're not even halfway into the bottle. We're not even a third of the way in the bottle. I haven't really been drinking that much tonight. Tim says, thanks, Rick. All good here. And I'm glad. I'm glad everybody's okay. By the way, we'll be down in Orlando, in O-Town, in May for Podfest. My son and I will. We go down to Podfest, or we have gone down to Podfest every year, but the last 2 years, because of COVID, we couldn't do that. But we've got Podfest happening in May this year, and my son Tommy and I, Tommy Antio, will be down there. We're planning to be down there for that event. Let's see, Twitch, kind of quiet on Twitch, and Honesty kind of quiet there, but it looks like it's still rolling there. And YouTube, we're still good there. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with all the chats. I don't want to miss any of the conversations going on here. All right, so this is what. Oh, one thing I did not. What was in? I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, daylight savings time. We're going to talk about daylight savings time for just a few minutes, because getting back to this show, moving from 10 to 11 back to 10, and it was primarily because of daylight savings time. Now this year, if you haven't heard it yet, you're hearing it here on Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. This year, we're looking at the possibility of making daylight saving time permanent. What do you think of that? Daylight saving time has always been the bane of it. I tell you, it's always driven me nuts. Moving the clocks back, spring forward, fall back, right? And having to change the clocks all the time and all that nonsense. And then, coming in to work an hour early or coming into work an hour late. Well, that didn't really happen to me, of course. But it's happened to a lot of people, right? Or supposedly it's happened to a lot of people. It happens. There's a lot of confusion out there. And you know what? My watch right now, still says 11:05 because for some reason I still can't get my watch to change the time. It won't do it. So, and this emergency weather radio, by the way, that I have that keep up to the desk, really nice radio. I have to change this manually as well, and I just changed it today. I just changed the time today. I had to change the time on the clock on my car. I had to change the time on all the clocks in the house. It gets to be a bit much, It really does. Keeping track of all this time. Not only that, but you lose an hour for the summer. You gain it back for the winter, more or less. And you kind of go through sort of a time warp, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, every year, a lot of people make noise about daylight savings time. Like, pick a time. I don't care if it's, daylight savings time or if it's regular time, whatever. Just pick a time and let's stick with it. Let's be done with it, right? And that's what a lot of people are clamoring for. So, they're introducing legislation to, I think it's already passed the Senate, the U.S. Senate, to make daylight savings time permanent. I don't have a problem with that per se, as far as making a time permanent, but I have some thoughts about that. What do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think that we should make daylight savings time permanent? I'll tell you what I think. But Tim says, let me know when Tommy gets the bus set up as a podcast studio. You know what? He's still thinking about that. He is still thinking about that. You're going to come help us? I'd be honored to have you come help us set that up. You're an all pro at it now. I've seen what you've done with Kenny Couture, and it's just this bus that they took a school bus and they renovated into a, you know, into a clothing shop and a mobile clothing shop, and it's amazing. It looks amazing. I would like to visit it if, you know, in May, if we have time between Podfest. I would really like to come check it out, Tim. So you'd probably have to let me know when it's in an area where I can go see it. We're going to be up on iDrive during Podfest, and I can get around a little bit, but I don't know how much time I'll have for moving around town during the time. But I would like to, if you can, let me know when it's going to be in the area. Podfest is the 26th through the 29th of May. So if you have a time frame as to where you might be around there, or maybe I could message you or something and find out where it's going to be, because I really, really would like to see the bus. I really would like to see it. I'm really impressed with it. Ed says you can never have too much minimalism or too much cowbell. That's right, Ed. You can't have too much cowbell. That's right. More cowbell. More cowbell. We need more cowbell. So, more cowbell. Here's some more cowbell. All right. Well, where was I? All right, we were talking about daylight savings time. That's right. So they've got this legislation to make daylight savings time permanent. Now, here's my thought on it. Now, you can tell me I'm all wet if you want. That's fine. Or you can disagree with me. That's fine. Please disagree with me. I'm open to all opinions, all thoughts on this, but I'm all for making the time permanent. I'm all for making a time permanent. Personally, though, and I can see why a lot of people would want daylight savings time to be permanent, because you want that extra hour of daylight, even in the winter. However, my thought on it is this. I just lost an hour's sleep. We all just lost an hour of sleep going to daylight savings time. If they make daylight savings time permanent, that's an hour of our lives we'll never get back. That's right. That's an hour of our lives we'll never get back. So wouldn't it be better if we switched to normal time and they made that permanent? And I mean, we could wait until the end of daylight savings time to do it, but when we do it, go back to normal time and make it permanent. We can get our hour back, we get our hour of sleep back, we get our lives back. That's just my thought. Personally, if we were going to go back, I'd rather that they go back to, that we all go back to normal time. So we have some sense of normalcy. But that's just my opinion. I'm open to your thoughts. Send me your thoughts to Rick at SavoyaMedia.com and tell me what you think. I really would appreciate it. Tell me in the chat if you've got any thoughts on it in the chat. Just let me know, and we can discuss that. We can discuss that. I'm all for this. Let me check some of the other chats here. Okay. I don't think I'm so far. I don't think I'm getting any pushback on that thought. I think for most people, it's a matter of, hey, pick a time, just pick a time, and let's stick with it. I think that's what it is. What can I say? Anyway. So that's my thoughts on daylight savings time. All right, so we're going to show this video. Let's going to show this video real quick. This is called Cut It Out. Now, this video was produced. My son Tommy, who is he's just finishing up his last semester here at Appalachian State University. It's Appalachian, not Appalachian. That's what they say on their radio station. WASU FM 90.5 FM. Tommy does work at WASU 90.5 FM. He does a DJ hour on Monday mornings at 11 a.m. each Monday. He does the drive home, the Friday afternoon drive home at 5 p.m. on Fridays. And then he does the Wednesday morning news break. And I believe it's just before 9 o'clock, about 8:50, between 8:50 and 9 a.m. On Wednesday mornings, he does the news break there with the weather and all that kind of stuff. And he's doing fine there, doing fine. But he also is working at the Appalachian State, the App State TV station. And he's doing some various projects and things. And he's involved in a number of, several shows. And one of the shows that he is doing is... Let me get this up here. If I can pull it up here. I don't know if I can. One of the shows that he's doing is for a show called The Boone Daily. This is something, and it's actually for a class, but it's also a show that they're actually airing on App State TV called The Boone Daily. And you can actually check it out on YouTube. It's on, they air it on YouTube. And as well as a local TV station there in Boone, North Carolina. And the Boone Daily, they have a cast and crew there that what they're doing is kind of a compilation. You remember watching News at 6. For those of you who saw News at 6, that was my film from high school where we did a spoof of a news program complete with commercials and all that. I'll show it again sometime soon. But if you missed it, you can go back and watch the last episode of, episode 151 of Drink with Rick, towards the latter half of it. You can catch it. And we played the entire thing on the last episode. Anyway, and that was on Super 8 film. Now they're using video and all that, and green screens and things, all kinds of cool stuff that we didn't have back in the day. But they're also doing sort of a compilation, kind of a spoof news program thing with commercials and things like that. So very, very similar to News at 6, as a matter of fact. So they've done a couple of these, or they've done a few of these. And what they're doing for this semester is, I think each episode gets longer and longer. So they're doing... They start off doing like a 4-minute episode, and then a 6 and an 8-minute episode, and then they keep adding a couple of minutes to each one. And I think they're going to do like a 15-minute or an 18-minute or something like that with a whole bunch of skits. And all very interesting stuff. I've seen all of the episodes they've done so far, and it's pretty interesting stuff. They're college students, so some of it's a little bit... some of it I can't show because it's a little bit more adult than this show allows. Now, here I am drinking wine. Yeah, I say as I drink wine. It's like, this is a family-friendly show, isn't it? I do have my standards, okay? Such as they are. Okay, so anyway, they've done a bunch of skits, and I pulled one of them out of there. They said that I could play, and I'm going to play it for you. This is called Cut It Out. I'm going to play this one for you real quick if I can find out where I put it. I think I put it here. There we go. This is called Cut It Out.
On today's episode, we've decided to stop in on a little editor friend of mine at TBD News. I'm here with my good friend Tommy to show us how to edit. Tommy, will you show us how to edit?
No.
Dude, this is for my segment. I need this for that too.
Then do your segment somewhere else. Rylan's probably in the next room editing something.
Rylan has that thing on his hand.
Okay, just don't sniff it. Don't look at it.
Just go edit, dude. Just go edit. Look. It's like take the thingy. Yeah, just like take that and move it.
You want me to scrub? Dude, you should have prepared this sketch thing earlier. Like, we had a whole week.
Yeah, I know, but can you please just like scrub? This is like zero content for me right now. I just don't know what to do. Please. Just scrub, please.
All right, I'll scrub.
Wow, incredible stuff. For TBD News, I'm Cut Hartley.
And that was Cut It Out. That was Tommy on my son Tommy there with the mask on, and one of his buddies there that was doing the narration. That was John Wynn, and that's kind of what they do. All these short sketches and things, kind of a Monty Python-esque kind of thing, I guess you could say. Clever stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing more from them, and we may be playing more for them, the ones that are family friendly that I can play. But I thought it was kind of cool. I kind of like that because it brought back, Tim, you would appreciate that one. You would appreciate that. The days of editing. When I started off, that's how I started off when at WOFL. I was hired on as a film editor, and I started off editing on 16mm film, TV shows, movies, things like that, and putting commercial breaks and sometimes commercials and just editing on film. And then we progressed as video came in. We progressed to video. We started editing. We had a 2-inch or quad video, and then we had 1-inch. Yeah, this is really dating me. This is going back to the 70s and 80s. But and the 1-inch video came around, and then the 80s and 90s, and then of course now everything's all digital. But linear editing was the thing that I was doing at the time. And I didn't really get into non-linear editing much until it was until we were well into the 90s. But that's I can identify with that. I can identify with it. So I thought it was cute. I thought it was kind of funny. Now, interestingly enough, my son told me that his professor didn't like the sketch. Didn't like it at all. And this professor happens to be I guess he's a professor for the communications department, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know personally or anything like that. But I was told that the professor didn't like it. And it didn't fit his sense of humor. I thought it was clever, especially since it was something they did on the fly. And so I liked it. I liked it that much. And for that, I give them a round of applause. It's very good. Good stuff. Anyway, Ed, you can never have too much cowbell. Most of the time. Anyway, that was the. I'm looking at the show notes from the previous week. Look at that. Cut It Out. So I've got a final review on this. My final review is I think this is what we've been drinking here. This is the Corte Rossa Barolo. It's a 2017. And I'm liking this wine. I think it's pretty decent wine. I'm really impressed by the Barolo for its price. It's, I mean, $30, $40 Barolo, probably not. But, I mean, $12.99, this is actually pretty decent. Where else are you going to get a Barolo for $12.99 that, besides maybe Trader Joe's, that actually is this decent? But I like this wine. It's 14% alcohol by volume, and I'm not even halfway done in the bottle of it, of this wine. But it's paired pretty well with everything that we served it with tonight. We paired well with the steak, with the pizza, with all of the cheeses. It worked really well. Now, I didn't try it with the fruits, but oh, look at this. Look at this. What is this? My lovely wife Cheese, snuck in a brownie. I hope it's gluten-free. Cheese, are you watching? Is this a gluten-free brownie? Now, yeah, I know the fruits are going to go well with the wine. That's a given. But the brownie, I'm not supposed to be eating brownies. I've already lost a couple of pounds. I've already been able to tighten my belt because I've been on a gluten-free diet. And being on the gluten-free diet, kind of a keto thing, has actually helped me lose a little bit of weight. And I'm looking forward to losing more. But that won't happen as fast if I eat this. But I guess we're gonna try it. And Dan's in the chat before we get any farther. Well, look at that. Saved by Dan. Dan's in the chat. Dan says, "Hi, Rick. Cheers," and right back at you, Dan. Yeah, you missed the video. But you can always roll it back and see the video. The one that Tommy made. Wow. I gotta try this. It has icing. Now, I'm not a brownie person, but I think this is a gluten-free brownie. Might be. Sugar shock. Sugar shock. Okay, I think I give this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Wow, that was good. That was pretty good. All right, with that, I probably should put this one. Dan says, "Hi, Rick. Cheers," and right back at you, Dan. I'm gonna put the wine away after this. This is actually a pretty decent wine. $12.99 Trader Joe's, and a Barolo for $12.99, and a Barolo that's actually pretty decent. For $12.99, I mean, that's you don't get that too often in a Barolo. I think this is a good buy, and I would recommend it. I would recommend this Barolo. I would recommend this wine. Very cool. I like it. All right, so I think that's just about got it for tonight. I did say that Tom Antio's in the chat. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought again. Tom Antio's in the chat. And he says, "How's your second dinner?" My second dinner. I haven't had enough of it yet. I'll tell you what. There it is. I haven't had enough of it, but I would kind of like to have this other cheese ball. That would be kind of nice. Yeah, I know. After I've had what did I have last? After I had the brownie with icing. This is good. But mixing all this stuff up, I'm going to feel it in the morning. But it's good. Wow. Once again, I did it again. All of that Italian seasoning on that little cheese ball really interacted with this Barolo. And the Barolo just spiked it. I mean, it just literally spiked it. I don't know how else to describe it. Wow. So Tom Antio says, "Fancy." Did you see, Tom Antio, did you see the video? Of course you saw the video. You made the video. What am I saying? All right, I've had enough of this. It's time to put it away. All right. Next week we're starting off a couple of other cool things that we're going to do with the show. I've got another film that I'm hoping to have ready to show you by next week. I think you'll really enjoy it. Kind of a sort of a sequel to not News 6, but The Analyst, if those of you who saw The Analyst. Kind of sort of a sequel to it, if I can get it done in time. It's been busy. I've been really busy at work the last couple of weeks, so I haven't really had time to mess with a lot of my own projects. But I have a couple of other things that I want to do. And also, I almost forgot, we have a special guest here. You know who it is. It's Roadkill Bill. My good friend Roadkill Bill is here to tell people about drinking and driving. He should know because he's Roadkill. Roadkill Bill. Roadkill Bill has a story to tell, and I'm hoping that that he can tell it. He's going to be doing his own little mini-series on Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. We're hoping that'll happen. I haven't gotten him to sign it yet because he can't really sign contracts. He's roadkill. But we're trying to put together a short little series of PSAs, comedy bits, sketches, all of the above with Roadkill Bill. We'll see if we can put that together in the coming weeks. Also, one thing that I did want to do last season, but I didn't get to do, but I want to try to do it this season, is actually go through the process, do a whole process of winemaking. I'm going to take you through the process of winemaking right here on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. Each week, we're going to start the project, and I'm going to shoot it on video, and we'll check its progress every week until the wine is done. And then when the wine is done, if it turns out to be drinkable, we'll open it up and we'll review it on the wine stream. How does that sound? So we're going to make wine. We're going to do a little mini series of making wine, a short little video series on Drink with Rick this year. I'm still trying to pick out the wine I'm going to get and get all the materials together that I'm going to need. But that's what we've got planned. Some of the exciting stuff we have planned for this season. We have some other stuff planned for the season too. I want to show you how to make a pizza burger live and pair it with a good wine. A pizza burger, a pizza burger. We're going to try and make one here on the wine stream. We're going to go through that process, and we're going to do some other fun stuff. It'll be fun. Anyway, in the meantime, I know it's getting towards that time, isn't it? Yes. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. And I want to thank Amy and Ed. And Ed, thanks for coming back, by the way. I really appreciate it. And Tim, my good friend Tim. Let's see, Dan. Dan, thanks for being here. Better late than never. I was a lot later than you were, in a sense, because I started this show an hour late. I want to thank everyone who joined me. My lovely wife, Chi, says no. I don't know. She's watching on YouTube. She said no. I'm not sure what she was saying no to. What were you saying no to? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me there on YouTube and on Twitch. Everyone who joined me on Twitch, those who were watching but didn't join in the chat, and also CM Sender and Tommy Antio. Thank you for being in the chat and joining on Twitch. Twitter, thank you for everyone who was watching on Twitter, and there were a bunch of tweets there, and I really missed a lot of that. But apparently, those who are watching on Twitter, I should say, thank you for joining me there. And everyone who watched on Odyssey, not participating in the chat, but those who are watching on Odyssey, and a couple of people watching on Odyssey, thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. It is much appreciated. Now, to show your appreciation, you can follow, like, whatever on any of these platforms. That's okay. I don't really push that. I really, one of the things that bugs me on watching these YouTube videos in particular is that they'll sit there and the first thing they do, usually they'll come up with some sort of an ad or a promo, like the one I'm not really going to do right now, where they talk about whoever their sponsor is. Like, for instance, here's an example. An example of a sponsor, BuyTwoWayRadios.com. If you go to BuyTwoWayRadios.com and you order a weather radio, because it's spring and it's about that time for all the weather storms, all the storms coming out for spring. You need a weather radio. Everybody needs a weather radio. You can go to BuyTwoWayRadios.com. If you use the promo code WineShow, and this is for real, WineShow, at checkout. You can save 5% off your order, and it's good on everything: radios, radio accessories, weather radios, whatever kind of radios you want to get. Use the promo code WINESHOW. You can save 5% off your order. Okay, so that was my plug, and for full disclosure, for full FTC disclosure, I am the product manager for BuyTwoWayRadios.com. My employers at BuyTwoWayRadios.com provided this glass for me to drink out of. They provide me with so much, and they're really, really great people. But they didn't pay for this, promotion. You know, for the promo code. They gave me the promo code to use. That's fine. But they're not paying me for it. This is not a paid endorsement. Okay? They're just paying me for doing my day job, which is what I do. But I'm doing this because it's public service to you, because I'm saying go get a weather radio. Because everybody needs one. Everybody needs one. I sent one to Tommy as well. I sent one to Tommy Antio up there. Hopefully he won't need it, but if he does, he has it. And I recommend everybody get one. Okay, so anyway, so you get plugs like that on these all these YouTube videos. So, they're always plugging the whatever it is, their sponsor, that sort of thing. And trust me, nobody's sponsoring me, okay? Would I like to have a sponsor? Yeah, sure, but nobody's sponsoring me right now. I'm sponsoring myself. This show is brought to you by me. All me. And I have the empty wallet to prove it. So anyway, you see all these sponsorships and things like that at the beginning of the video. And then they go, oh yeah, and click the like button, do all this kind of stuff. They throw up their all their like buttons and say, hey, follow me on Twitch and YouTube and all this kind of stuff, and click the like and click the bell. I don't know what the bell deal is really. It's not the Taco Bell. It's whatever the bell is. Ding the bell, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't get into it. I don't follow it. I watch the videos I watch, and every once in a while I'll follow somebody that interests me. That I want to see more of their videos. That's fine. Then no problem with that. I'm not asking you to do that. And the reason I'm not asking you to do that is primarily because, for two reasons. One, because I don't want to waste a lot of your time telling you to follow me and ring the bell and all that stuff. Second of all, I figure that if you like me, you're going to follow me anyway, and if you don't, you're not. So why should I beg you or ask you or tell you to follow me? I'm not going to tell you to do that. If you like the content, if you like what I'm doing here, you'll follow me. That's fine. If you don't, you'll move on. It's fine too. It's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Now, it'll hurt my feelings if you don't. If you don't like me, or if you never want to see me again. I wear my heart on my sleeve. But look, I understand. This is not for everybody. I'm not for everybody, But if you do, follow along and shoot me an email, rick@savoyamedia.com, shoot me an email and tell me how I'm doing. And if there are things that you would like to see on the show, put it in the email. Also in the comment box and at drinkwithrick.com. Go to the comment box. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to see. Also in the chat. I listen. And I'm all for new ideas. All new ideas. Anyway, so I went too long on that. Roadkill Bill's been laying here waiting for his turn to warn everybody. Please don't drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever you are. Don't drink and drive. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab. I know they're expensive now. Maybe it's just better to stay put. Okay? It's probably just safer. For you, for everyone else around you, just stay put. Because, don't text and drive either, by the way. Right? Bill agrees. Okay. He agrees. Back to the floor with the bill. Because I want you to have a safe week. But most of all, I want you to... I did that wrong, didn't I? I want you to have a great week, but most of all, I want you to have a safe week. I told you this was a rough night. More cowbell. That's right. We need more cowbell. One more time. I know. More cowbell. Scott's in the chat. Oh, goodness. At the very end of the show. Scott's in the chat. Scott, MTHW, he's in the chat. It's great to see you on the chat and Twitch. He says, I felt so darn awful and sick today. What's a weather radio? This is a weather radio. Tells you the weather. It gives you weather. It sends you weather alerts. Tornadoes, hurricanes, anything coming. It also, here's the other thing. It does do amber alerts and silver alerts. For those who don't know, silver alerts are for the elderly people that get out and get lost and whatever. They can't find them, and they're looking for them, and they send out silver alerts. But they send out all kinds of alerts. Nuclear attack alerts and earthquakes and all kinds. Hopefully we'll never need those, but that's a weather radio. So anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Show's getting longer every second, isn't it? There's no way I'm going to be able to edit the podcast version of this, so I'm not even going to bother. When you hear the podcast version of this, what you hear is what you get. That's how it is. And we were going to do dad jokes, but we're out of time for that. So we'll do the dad jokes next week. And yeah, that's kind of my fault because we started an hour late. But we'll do the dad jokes next week. And boy, what dad jokes I have lined up for us. Bring your best dad jokes. Bring your worst ones. Let's share our dad jokes. And maybe I'll give away a book to the winner. Whoever comes out with the best or worst dad joke, I'll give away a book. All right, well, in the meantime, everybody have a great week. But most of all, have a safe week. So you can all join me again right here, next week on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.